Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I want to talk about, well, the Marvel Studios Disney Plus big game spot that dropped. It was connected to, well, the big game, because I think on the internet you can't say the other name without it being an issue or whatever. Regardless, if you have not seen the trailer already, I'll include a link to it in the description down below. Do know, obviously, the trailer is literally only 30 seconds, but it's a really nice 30 seconds to kind of give us a little taste of, obviously, you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Loki. So obviously, you know, I just want to take time to just, you know, talk about some of my thoughts about, you know, some of the stuff we saw. So first and foremost, with Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought was pretty cool. Obviously, we see Sam, you know, testing out the shield, because obviously a big part of this is still the whole, like, you know, him trying to figure out, like, you know, it's like getting used to it, because, you know, what he said in the end game, it feels like it's someone else's shield. So seeing that, there's even one point where we see, like, there's these dudes, and I don't know what those suits are actually called. I call them squirrel suits. That's just always been my name for them, but they're kind of, I guess they're just glide suits. But these guys are gliding at one point and cuts to another scene showing Sam in his Falcon suit. So I'm thinking, like, okay, so either, like, those are, like, real, like, bad guys that are getting away like that and Sam's chasing them. Because you know that this is, you know, this is supposed to be kind of like a spy thriller, much like Winter Soldier and Civil War was. So I think that's just kind of interesting. Like, I guess, like, maybe there's some bad guys that are trying to get away through that means, and Sam's trying to catch up to him. Another scene shows us Zemo and Bucky. And it's interesting because Bucky's got a gun pointing at him, but the next scene shows, like, Bucky dropping a whole bunch of bullets. And it's just that thing of, like, I should kill you right here and right now when I had the chance, but I'm not going to. And maybe Zemo gets the gun, and this, maybe it's supposed to be very reflective of, like, Civil War, how when T'Challa had the chance, he decided not to kill Zemo, because it's like he wasn't going to let himself get consumed in this situation like Bucky, Cap, and Iron Man did. So that's how I kind of look at it. So maybe it's supposed to be a reflection of that. And Zemo tries to put the bullet, like, tries to point the gun his way, but, like, you know, Bucky's like, nope, I already took out the bullets. The bullets were never in there to begin with, type of thing. I don't know. Some pretty, like, cool, that's what my interpretation of that scene is. And then obviously, you know, there's also like a celebration or something, and then there's a Captain America walking out. Obviously, I'm blanking on his name, but there's someone that basically the government wants to be the new Captain America, because obviously the government, you know, and because Captain America is a symbol, and the fact of the matter is they was like, whoa, Sam, no, we don't want Sam to be Captain. Sure as hell don't want Bucky to be Captain America. Let's make our own Captain America, someone that we can control, because that's the thing. Steve was never someone that they control. Hence why, you know, Civil War happened, because he, you know, Steve always followed his heart. He followed what he believed was right. That's what, you know, made him Captain America. It wasn't just the super soldier serum, it was who he was. But once again, the super soldier serum amplifies who you already are. And so obviously, like, he didn't coincide with a lot of their beliefs, so it's like, while we get a perfect symbol of Captain America, like our Captain America, he's gone, he made a great sacrifice for this world, not just this world, this universe. And the fact of the matter is, we're going to honor him, new Captain America, blah 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 blah, type of, like, try to spin it in their favor. So that's what obviously that celebration was kind of represented. So to me, I already think that's such an interesting element to that, taking Captain America, and, you know, it is a symbol, but kind of warping that symbol to kind of fit your own motives, and rather being true to what that symbol was, you know. So I mean, you know, because the symbol was created, like, obviously during World War II to represent something specific. So it's almost like they're kind of bringing that full circle, you know, because all, you know, Steve was at that time in the beginning, he was a figurehead. He was just supposed to be like, oh, the little mascot. I never got to actually do anything. That I think is kind of that same mentality almost to an extent. Let's talk about WandaVision. We finally get our first looks at it, which it looks great and trippy. Essentially, we see that it's basically Wanda and Vision in, like, different sitcom aesthetics. Like, there's one in black and white, which I'm wondering, is that supposed to be a little I Love Lucy? There's even at one point she's wearing something specific. I'm like, is that supposed to be Brady Bunch? So, you know, I'm sure it's supposed to be kind of pulling from different comedies, but then at one point she answers the phone. It's like, hello, Vision Resonance, and then it, like, zooms out of the TV and shows Wanda and Vision there. So it's like, obviously she's creating, like, a pocket dimension potentially, but everything's like black and white. Even Vision is. But then there's other scenes that show Vision is colored, but in that black and white, in the real world, what appears to be the real world, I don't know. There's even a scene where you actually see her, which is interesting. This is the only extent we'll probably ever get to see it, is we actually see Wanda in the Scarlet Witch outfit from the comic books. I don't know if that's like still her current outfit in the current runs of the comic books, but I know like that's kind of like her old school outfit you see at one point in time. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But nevertheless, like I said, that's where my mind is, because obviously we already knew that this was going to be very sitcom-y, certain elements of it, plus a little extra layer of weird. But, you know, I didn't know we were actually going to be like direct. But still, it's kind of what I thought it was. And it is legitimately going to be a thing of like, wait, there's a laugh track. Wait, what's going on? Because she's the only one that's really aware. Maybe it seems like at certain points, Vision becomes aware of what's going on. But maybe for Wanda, she enjoys it so much that she's like, no. Don't break the illusion. We're going to keep this up. And hence where I think all the other characters that we're going to, you know, whether it be like Darcy or the agent, the FBI agent from... Ant-Man and the Wasp come into play, you know, that type of situation, as well as that nosy neighbor played by Catherine Hahn that we kind of found out about. But regardless, it looks pretty neat just from the little bit we saw. And then finally we have Loki, which we see the least amount of. All we see is Loki somewhere being like, it looks like he's in like a prison suit being like, I'm gonna burn this place to the ground. Which begs the question, well, the last time we saw him, he was, you know, leaving the event of Avengers with a Tesseract in Endgame, you know, at least in that alternate timeline. So the question then becomes like, okay, so I wouldn't assume that's on Earth. Maybe it is. But cause we know Loki's supposed to be a time travel show, but maybe he was kicking it somewhere out there in the universe and ended up getting captured. Much like the Guardians. It would be interesting if it ended up being the same prison that the Guardians ended up getting locked up in Volume 1, because this once again is Loki after the events of Avengers, so he is a villain. I mean, who's to say this isn't later on in that timeline and he's been causing mischief across the universe type of situation? Well, because he can't necessarily go back home because Thor's waiting for him, so maybe he's just kind of on his own plotting his revenge. Maybe it picks up like immediately after he popped out. I'm curious to see what the time frame is going to be on that, or is it going to catch up to Endgame time frame where it's like the year 2023 or something like that. So I wonder, has like literally over a decade in that timeline passed. I'm curious to see how they handle that. Like I said, it is the least we've seen amongst all three shows, but still, I'm really interested to kind of see where, you know, what Loki ends up being about, like what exactly goes down. Obviously, these are some of the things that are running through my mind. I'd love to get to know your thoughts in the comments down below. But really, that's all I want to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.